Soul Streaming Entry 8. It gets better than this? I'm scared. A living, breathing audio and written experience by Sim. My energy feels split, and not in a way that drains me, but in a way that demands I let each piece of me flow where it's needed most. Right now, I'm choosing to use what I have access to focus on one thing, resetting and re-regulating my nervous system. From the moment I stepped off the plane, landing in Atlanta, I felt the energy shift instantly. It was like my spirit slipped out of sync with my body. I felt ungrounded, detached, a little like I was floating above myself, watching myself move through the motions. When my energy scatters like that, it's like a turtle retreating into its shell. Except for me, it's not physical, it's spiritual. I tuck myself away deep inside my subconscious. I can still function, still hold conversations, still be here, but I'm not really here. My spirit's not synced with my vessel. Before I left Atlanta to move to Thailand, I could manage that feeling. It was familiar, and I knew how to work around it. But since my most recent initiation, that deep energetic upgrade I went through overseas, trying to use that same tactic now feels like confinement. It doesn't soothe me anymore. It actually hurts because I've outgrown that way of coping with overstimulation. And honestly, it makes me sad because when I was in my highest vibration over in Thailand, I could feel the difference. I moved differently, spoke differently, started my day with a whole different rhythm. But here, my mornings are slower, my nights come earlier, and everything is different. And yet, it's needed. It's teachable medicine. I always say I'm a forever student and a forever teacher. And this season is reminding me why. Every initiation brings me wisdom, but the real test comes after, when I have to embody what I've learned, to live it, not just know it. So being back in this denser reality is doing exactly what it's meant to do. It is helping me practice what I preach, helping me alchemize energy I've already met before. It's familiar, yeah, but my soul doesn't resonate with this frequency anymore. It feels too damn heavy. Part of me wants to catch a fucking flight right now and run, but I didn't. I purposely didn't make an impulsive decision because I knew that would be me avoiding embodiment. This isn't a test. It's confirmation that I've outgrown the old escape routes. So instead of rushing through this phase, I'm choosing to experience it, to stand in it. I could have easily booked another international flight and expedited my passport renewal. But deep down, I knew that wasn't in alignment. So I didn't. Spirit told me to wait and to let things unfold instead of forcing clarity. Because I never really know where I'm going. I just know when I know. And this time, I didn't have that full body conviction yet. So I wait. But I don't wait empty handed. I prepare. I embody. I stay focused. I let myself feel whatever pieces still need to be healed. And one of those pieces, the fear of more, of everything that's coming my way. The mind battle that shows up when I'm back in familiar soil that holds old pain. Because I've lived through some heavy initiations here. I've cried here. I was broken here. I rebuilt here. So being back brings that question up. Why the fuck are we here again? But I know why. Because I can find joy anywhere. I can be happy anywhere. It's not about the duration of a season. It's about how deeply I choose to be present inside of it. And even with all of this, I can feel it. Something's coming. Maybe someone. But whatever it is, I don't have to rush it. What's meant for me will never miss me. And that's the reminder this chapter is teaching me. that stillness isn't punishment, it's preparation, that not moving can be the most sacred movement of all. Since being back in America, this soul streaming journal book has become even more sacred to me. It's not just writing anymore, it's become a living commitment, a promise to live my legacy, write my legacy, and leave my legacy. Every word I write, every word I speak, every thought I choose, it all carries medicine. It heals the fragments of me from this lifetime and the echoes of lifetimes before. And that healing ripples outward into the lineage I come from. Patience, rest, integration, trust. I'm learning to meet all of them like old friends. In each present moment, I remind myself that I'm exactly where I need to be, doing exactly what I need to do for me. Usually, by the time Friday rolls around, the next entry is already written. But this week, I had to trust myself differently, to believe that even if the words didn't come until the very last minute, they would still arrive and write on divine time. Because writing heals me. It helps me understand my feelings, the shifts that are unfolding, and the unspoken parts of me that are trying to be seen. It's how I transmute energy I can't explain any other way besides energy I feel so strongly, sometimes overwhelmingly, until I give it shape on paper. When I see it, I see me, even the parts I wasn't sure I was ready to see. And when I see myself more deeply, I rise in consciousness, in compassion, in truth. But this week was hard to walk through. Shit, it still is. It feels like I'm feeling everything at once, every emotion overlapping, blurring together until I can't tell where one begins and the other ends. It's like a free fall through my own depths, but at the same time, a trust fall. I don't need to hold on to anything. I can just fall into it, breathe through it, trust it, because I know and trust that my landing will be soft. And at the end of it, there's always a gift waiting. I never know what it'll be, but I know it's there waiting for me. So patient, eager, and divine. A gift I can add to my spiritual toolbox. A gift that helps me widen my perspective. A gift that helps me love myself more effortlessly. A gift that reminds me that I am the creator in every single moment of this game. And that's where this next level up begins. I can feel another shift coming. Every step I've taken has shaped me into who I am right now. Each phase asks me to detach, to honor its ending. And now I find myself doing that again as my time in Thailand comes to a close, at least for now. Moving to Thailand wasn't just about living abroad. It was another initiation. The woman who landed here 3 months ago isn't the same one preparing to leave. This journey felt like walking through another portal, one designed to heal old storylines of lack, expand my imagination, and taught me more about taking aligned action. There's always this soft spot that shows up, a final trump card my ego tries to play whenever I step into a new reality. But this time, I met it differently. I lived in Thailand with more grace, ease, and love than I knew I carried. Even with all my intentions set, I couldn't have imagined the internal gifts this experience would bring me. The greatest gift Thailand gave me was a deep, embodied sense of safety, something my nervous system had never fully known in this lifetime. A type of safety that ignited sparks of exploration, creativity, and a return to my most innocent parts. And in return, the greatest gift I gave myself was trust. Trust that I could follow the nudge to live abroad. Trust that I could do it alone. Trust that everything would unfold better than I imagined. Leaning into that trust felt like dancing on a spider web of duality, finding my balance somewhere in the middle. Every initiation brings a new layer of understanding about how to walk forward, honoring both the light and the shadow within me. This chapter in Thailand didn't just shift me, it confirmed how I truly want to live, and that is with ease, surrounded by intentional community, in freedom, and in peace. It also made me more aware of the contrast between that and the reality I left behind in America. The thought of returning, even briefly, brings a subtle dissonance. To renew my passport, to hug a few loved ones, and to face the remnants of a life I've already released. Selling my home and letting go of nearly everything before I came here already stripped away my old sense of stability. But returning now makes that even more apparent. And honestly, there's a low hum of sadness beneath it all. Because while America might have more structure, Thailand offered me something far greater, a frequency I can still feel pulsing through my veins. This island, even in its simplicity, vibrates higher than most places I've known and visited. It became a sanctuary for my soul, and leaving that behind, even temporarily, stirs something deep within me. It feels like I finally allowed myself to see how good life can get, only to have to walk away from it to return to America. But I know if I had extended my stay again in Thailand, it would have been out of avoidance of what my next chapter is preparing me for. It feels like I walked away from another one of my dreams, but in my soul, I know that isn't true. This is where my next teaching of duality reveals itself. I can continue to hold this newfound love I've established for myself while living and experiencing Thailand and still open my heart to receive even more of the manifestations from that frequency and above. That I can trust. Because I've walked away from plenty in my life, and each time it's been replaced with something even better. So even though it pained me to board that flight back to America and face the echoes of a reality I've outgrown, I trust myself enough to know that this return is only temporary. It's wild how the thought of things getting better can still feel scary. If I'm being completely honest, I've always felt deep down that I would one day live outside the US, somewhere near the ocean or on an island where I could finally exhale. But I never really thought about what would come after that. When I arrived in Thailand, I made a promise to myself to release the plans, to stop trying to predict what came next, and to remain open to however life wanted to shape itself through me. And that surrender served me well, at least until now, when I find myself wondering again, what's next? Moving to another country was one of my biggest manifestations. It cracked my reality wide open. And honestly, it blew my fucking mind. So when Spirit whispers that it gets even better than this, my human mind can barely comprehend it. These thoughts keep looping as I sit in the back of an Uber, listening to the driver talk my head off on the ride from the airport to my friend's house. I'm half in the conversation, half in my own inner world, in awe, in disbelief, in deep reflection. Living in another country, Thailand being my first, was a dream that came to life. I planted so many seeds here, seeds meant to co create a life without limits. I have no idea in what order they'll bloom or what forms they'll take. I always leave room for surprise by adding, or something better. But even still, this one, this experience has been the biggest so far. And to think that what's next could somehow be better, that's hard to wrap my mind around. Being an earth angel in human form, collecting data, navigating emotions, walking among energies that still revolve around lack, it can trick you into believing gratitude is the final destination, that just being thankful for what you have is enough. But Thailand taught me something different. Gratitude is the foundation, not the ceiling. There's more, so much more to experience, to create, to receive. And even though part of me can't fully see it yet, I believe it. I believe that more is already on its way. But even with the fear that comes with witnessing the more that's on its way, my curiosity is louder. I'm more intrigued than ever to see just how far my power and manifestation abilities can reach, which, if you ask me, is just a higher way of describing the expanding edges of my imagination. I keep raising my own bars and meeting them. I keep dreaming beyond the limits I once believed in and turning those dreams into magic. I keep trusting the unseen to translate my wishes into form. And every time it does, I'm reminded that I was never waiting on the universe. The universe was waiting on me. I may be back in what looks like an old reality, the same one that once shaped and challenged my belief system. But I'm not the same woman who left it. And that truth scares me in the best way. Because I'd rather be scared of what I'm consciously creating next than afraid there might not be a next at all. Every chapter begins as a whisper before it becomes a map. This one ends in stillness, but the next, who the hell knows? So for now, I wait, I write, I adapt. Because if there's one thing I know by now, is when it's time to go, I'll feel it in my bones. Maybe Spirit's already packing my bags for me. Where to next? Even I don't fucking know. And that's exactly how it's meant to be. My legacy thread. Every version of me has taught me how to trust again, whether in life, in timing, or in myself. Thailand wasn't just a chapter. It was a mirror that showed me what peace feels like in real time. Now, being back in a space that once held my old programming in a denser frequency, I see how far I've come. The fear I feel now isn't the fear of loss. It's the fear of expansion and what's next. It's the moment that happens when you realize you've become the evidence of your own prayers in real time. This is what transformation feels like when it finally softens and when growth no longer burns but breathes. This is evolution in real time, with me becoming both the student and the teacher of my own becoming. Every breath, every risk, every leap of faith writes another line in the story my soul came here to live. A whisper for you. You are safe to grow beyond the dreams that once felt impossible. You are safe to let your curiosity lead you into new realities that your old self could never imagine. The universe is not testing you. Hell is responding to you. Keep trusting what's unfolding, even when you can't name it yet. Your courage is your compass, and your curiosity is your key. Here are your journal prompts for this entry. Answer them honestly. Number 1, where in my life am I being invited to trust the unfolding rather than control the outcome? Number 2, what do you do to feel safe when everything is changing? Number 3, how does my body respond when I think about the more that's on its way? And what might it be trying to tell me? Number 4, in what ways can I honor the version of me who once prayed for the life I'm living right now? Number 5, how can I make curiosity a daily practice, even when I don't yet have the answers? Number 6, how do you manage being in or around denser vibrations? Thank you for witnessing this soul stream. Replay it or reread it whenever you need to come home to yourself. Until next time, stay soft, stay true, and keep streaming your soul your way. Love, Sim.